Hey guys, RTT back here for the video, guys. Today we're taking a look at the Vivo foldable phone. Now this is being posted by XDA, and I will say overall wise, when this was first announced, I was not the biggest supporter of it. Main reason why is because they said this was going to be the best foldable phone to ever hit the market. It was going to take everything from great foldable phones and put it all into one phone. To be honest, I kind of had my low expectations because we've seen so many companies, especially Chinese companies, come out with these phones, foldable phones, and most of them have been blunderful misses. Now, the reason why a lot of people got behind Vivo, though, was because it's a sister company of Oppo. So because of that, a lot of people are like, wait, time out. This might be actually good. If Oppo Flying 5G was amazing, this could also be amazing. So starting off right away, this is what it looks like when it is opened up. And then going down here, some stuff about this phone. We're going to move this over to the right-hand side. It does have an inner display, which is 8.03 inches, AMOLED Samsung E5, LTPO display. It is 2K resolution, 120 hertz adaptive refresh rate, HDR10 plus. We also have a cover display, which is 6.53 inches, which has full HD plus. We have 120 hertz outside display with HDR10 plus. We have a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. We also do have an Adreno 730 GPU, a 4nm process. We have 12 gigabytes of RAM. Comes in two different iterations, 256 gigabyte and 512. It also does come with a 4,600 milliamp battery, 65 fast wired charging, and 50 watt fast wireless charging. The camera, the primary rear camera, is going to be a 50 megapixel f1.75. The secondary is a 48 megapixel ultra wide, and the cannot say that word for some reason, is a 12 megapixel portrait camera. And finally, we have an 8 megapixel periscope camera with 5x optical zoom. The front cameras are going to be a 16 megapixel and then also a 16 megapixel inside, which obviously puts to shame what we see out of the Galaxy Z Fold 3 when it comes to their 4 megapixel under display camera in the Galaxy Z Fold 3. This also does have 5G, Bluetooth, NFC, Wi-Fi 6, and USB-C. Does have a dual under display camera sensor, and it does come with Android 12 OS. Does not say anything about IPS rating, so I'm going to guess it does not have any kind of waterproofness. But to be honest, just looking at all those things and putting all those things in one little category, that is truly everything we want out of every single foldable phone possible. I have to give them props where props are due. They legitimately did take every single possible thing that everybody wants out of foldable phones and put it all into one place right there. You know what? I can't even get on them for that. Now we have to see if this actually operates as well as it should. With all that being said, the only thing that I have not seen that they don't have was waterproofness, but they have NFC, they have wireless charging, a beautiful outer display, beautiful inner display, 120 hertz across the board, great battery life, great camera modules. Like, okay, I gotta give it to them for that. So this is what it looks like. And to be honest, the biggest thing that, we talked about when we first saw this was that Zeiss lens on the back. And if you guys do not know what Zeiss is one of the best camera lens manufacturers, I think, in the world. All my way too expensive camera lenses are all made by Zeiss, and they're always expensive, but they make such good products. They make absolutely amazing products. So let's go ahead and zoom in here and take a look at this actual device. Let's go ahead and see what we can see a little bit more. And starting off right away, the first thing we can see is that, yes, that outer display is going to be bigger than the Z Fold 3, and it absolutely looks gorgeous. I gotta give them props on that one because, I still like the Oppo Find 5G a little bit better, but I will say the outside display definitely does look amazing. Now, looking on the inner side, it does look like there's a crease here. I don't know. I want to see a better angle at this to see if there's any kind of crease. I think there might be a crease right there. So obviously this is the outside of the look. We do have the power button right there on the left hand side. But I will say, thickness wise, it actually looks a little bit thinner than the Z Fold 3 too. And that's something that we already know for the Z Fold 4. Z Fold 4 is going to be thinner than the Z Fold 3. The Z Fold 4 is going to have a smaller hinge, which is going to make it a lot more thin of a device. So that's not surprising that this would be thinner too. And then we have the quad camera set up on the back there with the flash and that little Zeiss logo on the right hand side there. Now, taking a look at it compared to the other phones, we have the Oppo Find and 5G on the right hand side here. We have, of course, the Vivo in the middle, and then we have the Z Fold 3 on the left hand side. And I will say, overall wise, it is so funny and kind of ironic to me. You know, the Oppo Find and 5G obviously looks absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful phone. But the Z Fold 3 looks the worst out of all 3D cell phones. I will honestly say that. And you guys already know I love the Z Fold 3. Absolute biggest fan of the Z Fold 3, but it looks the worst out of all 3D cell phones. The Oppo kind of just looks out of place, I'll be honest too. It just looks like it's a phone that should be there, but at the same time shouldn't be there. It kind of looks, I'm straight up honest, it looks like a little kid's phone. The Oppo Find 5G kind of looks like a little kid phone in this video, in this picture. It's an amazing looking phone, but it kind of just looks like a little kid's phone that you would have, like a little kid would have, like walking around with. And obviously on the right hand side here, we have the Oppo Find 5G again. And again, like I said, that just might be my personal opinion. I love the Oppo Find 5G. I think it's an absolutely gorgeous phone, but it's just funny how that ends up working out. So right here, we have the Z Fold 3, and we have the Vivo Fold back to back, and I was actually incorrect. It looks like it's the exact same thickness level, so it's not actually going to be thinner than the other one. And obviously the inner displays here, we have the Vivo on the left, we have Z Fold 3 on the right, and yes, of course, the Vivo is a bigger display. As you already know, the outside display was bigger. The inside displays also will be bigger. Now, taking a look at this is what I think this is a under display fingerprint reader. Right here, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look. So yes, this is what it looks like when it's in that position. I don't really see too much of a crease, so I'm gonna guess there's no crease at all. Especially if Oppo Find and 5G, you know, doesn't have a crease. This is a sister company. Most likely, this would not have a crease either. And again, like I said, I'm assuming that right there is a fingerprint reader, which is not surprising. A lot of phones, you can actually see the fingerprint reader, like a little small sliver of something. There's nowhere it's at. All right, so here is what we got. We got Vivo Fold in the middle. Oh my God, that phone is so big. With Samsung Oppo's foldables. Wait. All right, so Oppo Find and 5G on the left-hand side. Z Fold 3 on the right-hand side. Middle is Find and 5. I think it's just the angle. I really think this is just the angle because maybe not. No, it has to be a higher up. There's no way. That looks absolutely twice the size of the Z Fold 3. And that can't be, because we just looked at it right up here. And the Z Fold 3... Actually, no. That is so much bigger than the Z Fold 3. Look at how much longer that phone is. Holy crap. This is actually that much bigger than the Z Fold 3. I'm going to be honest. I'm excited. I'm going to pick this up. We'll pick this up and get this in the studio, guys, because I really want to try this out. I want to see how good this phone is. And I really went into this whole concept thinking, oh, you know what? I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to think it's that good. But I might actually try this out and give it a try. So right here, we have the main camera of the Vivo Fold main camera versus the Z Fold 3 on the right-hand side here. And I mean, obviously, it's close. I think, yeah, it's way better on this one. You look at the person. It's way better on the Vivo. But that's a Zeiss lens versus a Galaxy Z Fold 3 lens. You know, so it's not saying much for that to be so much better there. And then we have the Vivo on the left-hand side here. And then we have the Vivo X Fold Ultra Wide on the right-hand side. We also have the Ultra Wide here. And then we have the Galaxy S22. We have the Vivo 10 times, Z Fold 3 10 times, and reference shot right there. We have the reference shot right here. And then we have the 10 times for both phones right here. And going down here, we have the Vivo X Fold software. Not bad. And obviously, this is Android 12. Keep that in mind. And of course, we do have the ability to actually go ahead and not just transfer your screen, mirror your screen on your actual computer, which is really freaking cool. And again, final opinions. I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong. I thought this phone was not going to be that good. I thought this phone was going to be a cool concept, a cool gimmick, and that they were not going to deliver on what they promised. And obviously, we have not had the phone in our hand. We have not broken it down in our hand. But based on what we have seen from just looking at this phone, this looks amazing. This actually looks amazing. There's not many phones I have looked at and said, I want this phone in my studio. Especially how expensive phones are going to get, you know? I mean, obviously, this phone's going to be crazy expensive. But this is a phone I'm looking at. I'm like, wow, I want this phone in my studio. I want to take a look at this phone, break it down, and talk about it, because this phone definitely looks absolutely gorgeous. I got to give them props on this one. They did a pretty dang good job. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you at the next one. Peace out.